Oh, hey, Alan. I ordered for us.
This is it, huh? Last supper.
Wow.
You gonna visit me in Los Angeles, Bobo?
I am.
We'll go to the beach and we'll declare the pandemic officially over.
We should bring a sign. That'd be great. We'll fly like a banner. It's like COVID-19 officially over.
Easy. Moving. It's kind of a big deal. It doesn't matter where you live. If you live in a place long enough, you will build a sense of familiarity, and familiarity breeds comfort. To move means to give up all of that comfort. People move because of an exciting new prospect in a new place. But there is nothing worse than to uproot your entire life, only to have reality fall short of your expectations. The grass is not always greener on the other side. In California, the grass is always yellow. I don't know whether or not the new city will work out, but what I do know is how to rebuild that comfort such that it doesn't matter whether or not the new city meets expectations. Back to what I was talking about earlier about familiarity. What familiarity breaks down into are routines. Even if you live a hyper-dynamic life, you still have repeat experiences that bring you happiness that you go back for over and over again. These are the routines that bring you your baseline happiness. For myself, the routines that bring me happiness include iced green tea in the morning, trying to build a six-pack but never quite getting there, long walks in nature, and watering my plants as they slowly die. These routines are not attached to any particular city. I know they work because they brought me happiness over and over again. Let's be honest, happiness doesn't have to be complicated. People all over the world, no matter where they are, they eat, sleep, and make babies. So as long as you can replicate these routines that work for you, you will find your baseline happiness. And that baseline happiness is not attached to the city you live in. My top priority when I moved to Los Angeles is to find a way to re-implement these exact same routines in a new environment. The tropical iced green tea from Pete's Coffee has got to be one of my all-time favorites. Here in Los Angeles, I might have to settle for coffee, bean, and tea leaf. Is it gonna meet my expectations? Who knows? As for finding a gym, that's not going to be easy. LA is the most locked down city in all of America. There are simply no gyms to be found. Long walks in nature, I might be able to replace Golden Gate Park with Venice Beach. Not exactly the same, but it might do the trick. Now, my plants, this guy is definitely not gonna make it. It's been continuously dying for the better half of a year. I think it's finally time for me to start looking at replacements. Long story short, whatever routines I had before in San Francisco, I'm going to recreate it in Los Angeles. So even if the city doesn't meet my expectations, I will still be happy. We can't end the video about moving without talking about how much it costs. Now let's talk about finances. Money will not buy you happiness, but in your misery, not having money to support what you do will make your life a hell of a lot more miserable. When it comes to moving from San Francisco to Los Angeles, there are two components to consider: the transportation and the labor. Of the two, the transportation is more expensive. One of my friends used a service called U-Box that will leave a pod for you to load your furniture in and then deliver it to your new address in Los Angeles on a day of your choice. U-Box costs about $1,500. It could be cheaper to rent your own truck, but then you have to know how to drive the truck. And I have no experience operating a giant moving truck. Labor, on the other hand, is cheaper than transportation. You can often find free labor in the form of your family and friends. But if you know me, I try to minimize human interaction. I paid for the whole package, and it cost me $26.50. Moving aside, We should also consider the other costs that come with living in Los Angeles. Your auto insurance premiums will go up. Mine went up by about 15%. Your parking costs will go down. I went from paying $325 per month for parking in downtown San Francisco to $25 a month here at my new place. Your auto expenses will go up. You'll be paying more for gas and more for maintenance because it's Los Angeles and you have to drive everywhere. Your food expenses will go down, even if you never cook at home. Depends on where you go, but food here is generally cheaper than SF, and for bigger portions too. Now rent really depends on where you want to live, but let's just say that for the same price that you pay in San Francisco, you can get about 50% more space in Los Angeles. What am I gonna do with all this space? We'll find out in a future video.